You don't get no normal intro to a normal video. This is my video. This is mine. When school was created, it was created by a guy named Horace Mann, with 2 N's. William, stop laughing. The idea of education that Horace Mann got was from this country that no longer exists called Prussia. You see, Prussia invaded Poland, and as a consequence, Polish people got a little angry. So the Polish people obviously didn't believe they were Prussian, but Germany, or Prussia at the time, couldn't take this. I mean, how could you? You're saying citizens can think for themselves? No. We need something to stop this, obviously. The way they combated this is through a technique called education. You see, they forced all of the kids at the time to go into this thing called education of what is now today called the Prussian model. The Prussian model was there to make you believe that Prussians, or Germans, were up here, while you Polish people are down here. So Horace Mann saw this and thought, oh, perfect. Here is an actual, real quote from a Prussian philosopher at the time. Quote, "Education should aim at destroying free will so that after pupils are thus schooled, they would be incapable throughout the rest of their lives of thinking or acting otherwise than as the schoolmasters would have wished." End quote. Quote, "When the technique has been perfected, every government that has been in charge of education for more than one generation will be able to control its subjects securely without the need of armies or policemen." End quote. Quote, "The new education must consist essentially in this, that it completely destroys freedom of will in the soil which it undertakes to cultivate, and produces, on the contrary, strict necessity in the decisions of the will, the opposite being impossible. Such a will can henceforth be relied on with confidence and certainty." End quote. We're getting to the serious territory now, and if you thought last time was serious, you're wrong. Grades are inherently the worst part of school, just by default. Grades don't mean anything. Here's an example, right? I recently did an essay, but I didn't actually turn it in on time because I was gone for a week, so I automatically got a 0 on it. What am I supposed to do about that? I did it. Apparently I did it well, according to one ELA teacher, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I understand what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what I do on that project. Just because I turned it in late, I get a lesser grade. The fact that this is a project for ELA class is itself an irony. Grades don't mean anything. They shouldn't mean anything to you either. As a teacher, as a student, it doesn't matter. Grades are inherently false. Why would you ever challenge yourself in a school setting? There's this really good video by Zobi, it's a weird name, called "Grading is a Scam and Motivation is a Myth." A professor explains. She is way better at explaining things than me, so here's her explaining it.
"Oh, well, I'll give you this grade for doing this work." So then they focus on the grade, not the learning. The learning becomes less valuable in itself. It's just a means to an end. When we are extrinsically motivated to do a task, we don't actually care about the task itself anymore. All we care about is that reward. And so why would we spend more time and energy working on something if all we need to do is the bare minimum in order to get the reward? This is why grading doesn't work. Because in theory, we want our students to see learning as an inherently good thing. We want them to be curious and see the value in their education.
Apparently I'm not allowed to use YouTube as a source as opposed to something like Weebly.com. But just because of that, here's all of her sources. Anyways, yeah, go watch that video, especially if you're a teacher.
In today's modern world, technology has become an integral part of our daily lives, including education. However, as we dive deeper into the impact of technology on the school education system, it becomes clear that it is not without its faults. Technology can be a powerful tool in a classroom, providing opportunities for interactive learning and breaking the barriers of traditional education. However, it is important to acknowledge its limitations and the potential drawbacks it presents. One of the main problems of technology in the school education system is its potential to be a distraction for students. With easy access to social media, games, and other entertainment, it becomes increasingly difficult for students to stay focused on their educational tasks. Research has shown that excessive use of technology during classes leads to poor academic performance and reduced attention spans. Hindering the overall learning experience. It can be challenging to compete with the attraction of technology. We often find teachers constantly reminding students to stay focused and to use technology solely for educational purposes. Another drawback of technology in the school education system is the lack of social interaction it promotes. Education is not just about gaining knowledge, it involves communication, collaboration, and the development of social skills. Traditional classroom activities, such as group exercises and face-to-face discussions, provide a valuable opportunity for students to learn from one another, to build relationships, and to develop crucial social skills. In conclusion, technology in the school education system is undoubtedly faulty. It often serves as a distraction for students and interferes with their focus and academic performance. Furthermore, it can set back the development of social skills and the crucial aspect of face-to-face communication.
I don't understand why you would even oh my god, can I please form a sentence? I don't understand why you wouldn't use technology to its fullest capabilities, right? Like AI is a perfect example of what I've been talking about this whole time. Like, students don't want to do your boring freaking 20-minute essay unless they enjoy it. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna use ChatGPT. And the fact that the fact that teachers are scared of ChatGPT should show you enough, right? It's a bigger criticism of the whole education system as a whole, right? Teachers should be embracing ChatGPT, right? The whole point of school is to prepare you for the future, because the whole point of technology is to make our lives easier, is it not? But you have these teachers that are if you use ChatGPT, you're gonna get an instant F, instant fail. I don't care. Why hasn't, as soon as AI starts happening, right, and these things start getting easy as hell, why isn't school taking full advantage of that? You're trying to teach students things, right? And let's be honest, busy work in the future won't be there forever. Alright, nobody's gonna be writing reports for the rest of their life. That's not gonna be a job that's kept around for all time. I don't care what you say, it's not happening like that. So why not just start embracing it? Why not just start I'm sorry for the background music. Why not just start embracing ChatGPT and actually trying to use it to your kids' advantage? Kids, alright, listen, you already have people using ChatGPT to quit their jobs, okay? Just keep doing it. Just let it happen, folks. It's good. It's good. It's literally good for the environment. The environment? It's good. It's good for
In the book Metamorphosis, there's this part in the book during the beginning when Gregor finally realizes he's a bug.
Oh God, he thought, what a strenuous career it is that I've chosen. Traveling day in and day out, doing business like this takes much more effort than doing your own business at all. And on top of that, there's the curse of traveling, worries about making train connections, bad and irregular food, contact with different people all the time so that you can never get to know anyone or become friendly with them. It can all go to hell.
It's a very disturbing part because you realize this, to him, is less important than the fact that his job sucks. There's this part in the book where his family starts talking about how Gregor is such a burden to them and how they would wish to leave the house, although they don't even take care of Gregor, at all. it's just their excuse.
We have to try to get rid of it. We've done everything humanly possible to care for it and tolerate it. I don't believe anyone could reproach us.
Education, with its emphasis on standardized testing, will prioritize conformity over individuality. Students are forced to fit into the mold that is the system, hindering talents and interests. Kafka's critique of society's demonstration of workers resonates with the idea that education should foster individuality and creativity.
In a way, Gregor isn't really the protagonist of the book. You could argue that both ways, Gregor is the bad guy and is the victim. And you could argue the same with the family. Gregor could be the education system, or the family could be the education system. I don't know, I'm just trying to tie it in somehow. I don't know. I'm trying to best you out, right?
If I were to try that with my boss, I'd be thrown out on the spot. Still, who knows whether that mightn't be really good for me. If I didn't hold back, for my parents' sake, I'd have quit ages ago. I would have gone to the boss and told him just what I think from the bottom of my heart. He would have fallen right off his desk.
Students will most likely face enormous pressure to get good grades and complete school with a high GPA, and if not, most likely they will be punished or rewarded depending on their grade.
I forgot to put in a call to action and a solution to the problem, so I'll do that now. The solution is that there is no solution. These problems will not be fixed. It's too difficult. You'd have to run for office yourself, because Lord knows no current politician is trying to do anything about it. The solution to it, pass a bill to completely reform the education system, and that's never going to happen. People have it's been around for 200 years, it's going to be around for probably another 200 before it ever changes. The only call to action I can give you is to run and vote for whoever you think will better the education system, but there's not a lot we can really do in that regard. Hopefully I get this out before 9, here's hoping. Editing me, tell me if I did. Alright, thank you all.
From the window he witnessed the beginning of a general dawning outside. Then, without willing it, his head sank forward, and from his nostrils flowed out weakly his last breath.
That's the way it is. That's the way.